Alright guys, what's up? How's it going? Today I'm going to be doing a what's on my dock video, specifically towards my Mac, obviously. But before I get this video started, I want to give a huge shout out to ScreenFlow because I did a 15-minute video on this just like 2 seconds ago. And for some reason, it did not record the sound even though I had it set. So big shout out to you, ScreenFlow. Where you at? You suck. Now let's get on with the dock application thingy, whatever. So the first one I have is Finder. Obviously, this is what everyone has by default. Of course, you can switch the arrangements. It is always on. It's basically the start menu bar for Windows. So there you have it. Next to that, I have Dashboard, and this is just your simple widgets. Honestly, I'm not a fan of widgets. I don't use this at all unless I accidentally click it with my mouse and it goes to it. The only reason I have it here is because I do use the calculator quite often, so I figured I might as well put it in a dock because I always found that I was going through my applications trying to find dashboards, so that's why it's on my dock. Next to that, I have iChat. I use this specifically for AIM. I don't use my personal AIM anymore, but I do get on quite often on my Iron Man one, which will be listed in the description for those of you that are interested in catching me on AIM. So I use that for all of my YouTube friends for the most part. Next to that is Safari. This is an internet browser by default. Everybody knows what Safari is by now. If you don't, where have you been? I don't use this anymore. The reason it's on my dock is because in case my main browser fails or isn't showing something that I need, or something's up, or I want to check if something's online or something like that, I'll use the secondary browser as well. And next to that, obviously, is Firefox, which is my all-time favorite browser. I don't plan on switching. I will never switch. I never thought about switching, and I just won't. I love Firefox. I think it is one of the best browsers in the universe, so that's why I use it. It's just great. Everything, the interface is so clean, and they just updated it not too long ago. It is a pretty amazing application for browsers, so that's why I have both there, just in case one of them goes down and I need to config with the other. So next to that is App Cleaner. I use this to uninstall unneeded applications, or if I have an application that I just installed from other applications, which you will see down the dock. I use that to delete unessential needs for the applications, whether it be a folder that's not needed and I don't know it's there. So it really helps just make my Mac very clean and get everything that's unused and unneeded out of there. Next to that is iMovie. Everyone knows what this is. This is the main editing software why most people do actually get a Mac for YouTube specifically. And I use this quite a lot. I use this for every video. Not ScreenFlow though, but I do use it for all of my main ones. Sometimes I'll take my ScreenFlow shot and put it in iMovie, simply because it uploads straight to YouTube from iMovie, so that's really convenient. I really love that feature. There's no rendering and all that stuff. It just renders YouTube, so I don't have to do both. It makes it just easier if I'm going out or something like that. Next to that is TweetDeck. This is the Twitter application for the Mac. I did use Tweety, but for some reason it was screwing up, and I wasn't the only one it was screwing up for, so thought I would switch back to TweetDeck, and I'm still loving it so far, so not having any problems there. Just a quick side note, if anybody has any questions or anything, I literally answer every question that's headed towards me on Twitter. For those of you who don't know, I am on the Twitter API whitelist, so I don't run out of tweets, I guess you can call them, is what everybody calls it. So I don't run out of tweets, and I can always get you back, and there's no waiting and stuff like that. So just a quick tip. Next to that is iTunes. Everybody knows what this is, but the reason that it's on my dock is because of the fact that I do love music quite a lot. I'm always listening to this. If I'm not on a Skype call and I'm on my Mac, then I'm definitely opening up iTunes and listening to music. So that's why it's on my dock. Next to that is Adobe Photoshop CS4, one of the newest Photoshop editions. And the reason I have it on my dock is because I use it if I can't find somebody to make me a graphic. I did not know how to work Photoshop a long time ago, but I committed myself, and I have learned quite a bit. So I consider myself a little more than an average user because I know a lot of the things. I just can't make them look cool. But that's why it's there. I use this for various websites, YouTube, and if just want to make random pictures for some people. Next to that is FontBook. This comes default in with the Mac. The reason it's on my dock, though, is because it goes in conjunction with the Photoshop. I download a lot of fonts for Photoshop, whether it be for YouTube or a website or just a random graphic if I'm bored. I always forget the names of the fonts because I pretty much consider myself having short-term memory loss. It's not really short-term, but I do forget a lot of things quite often. So I use my font book to find the name of the font, and then I go back into Photoshop and use it. So that's why it's on my dock. Next to that is Skype. I use this specifically for my YouTube friends. I don't know any family members or friends that I actually have that are in my town. So specifically headed towards the YouTube people that I've met, and it is quite a lot. So I do use that, and it is fun. It basically lets me call anywhere for free, so I can call all of my YouTube friends, and we get into big conferences, and that's the best part. You can talk with as many people as you want. So I talk to 6, 7 people at a time. It gets pretty crazy, and it is quite funny. So if you don't have Skype, I would definitely look it up and try to find some YouTube people because it's fun when you're bored. Next to that is DS Store Cleaner. A lot of people don't know about this or even know that the fact that you do have DS stores and on every application that's been on your Mac for more than a day. It doesn't harm anything, so there's really no reason for everyone to have it. But for some reason, Macs do that. I don't know what they were thinking. Again, I don't know the reason, so I can't say. I guess I can't say. I don't know what they were thinking, but basically, you get these Mac files that go into every folder and every application that's on your Mac, and basically, this just cleans it up. I use this for websites when I'm FTP access and stuff like that, so I have to clean it out because it's not really needed, but I don't like it there, so that's why I have it. Next to that is Terminal. I use specifically for my repo to get into certain files on my desktop and stuff like that, and it really does help with the coding and stuff like that, so that's why it's on my dock. That's the only reason I use it is for my Cydia repo for the iPhone and iPod Touch. So I don't use it as quite often, but it's on my dock because I'm too lazy to go through my applications. Next to that is the World of Warcraft application, which is like freaking 6, 7 gigs. Oh, holy Jesus. And it's just the MMORPG game. RPG, is it an RPG? No, it's an MMO. I don't play this anymore. I used to a lot back then. Once I had my Mac, I was still not even playing it, but the only reason it's on here is because it's connected to a private server. So if I come to a last resort and I'm really bored, I will hop on the private server and screw around. It's quite boring now, but like I said, if it's a last resort and I absolutely have nothing to do, I'll hop on it. I don't know why it's on my dock, same with Terminal and DS Store Cleaner, but I have them there just for the looks, I guess. Next to that is Photo Booth. I use this to record videos on my Dude Up Yo channel, along with my girlfriend likes to mess with it when she comes over, so all the effects and whatnot, so that's why it's there. Next to that is Caffeine. I use this daily, literally. It is one of the best made applications for the Mac. I don't know if they have this for the Windows, but if they did, I never knew about it. It basically keeps your computer alive. I'm sorry about that noise, that was text message. But it basically keeps my Mac alive and it doesn't fade into the pitch black darkness. It helps when you're uploading videos to YouTube, or if you just don't want your computer to fade on you, if you're going somewhere, if you're cooking and you want to come back to it. It's a very good utility, so I highly recommend it. Next to that is Coda. This is an application I use for coding my websites, whether it be HTML, PHP. It's a really high quality application for coding websites and stuff like that. It doesn't help you. So if you don't know what HTML is or PHP, then you probably shouldn't pick this up. But it just helps you code it within the Mac. So next to that is Handbrake. I haven't used this yet, but I have it on my dock so I don't forget about it. And to note to me that it is an epic application. It lets you rip DVDs and movies and whatnot. So it is quite high demand application for Mac users. Next to that is iSquint. This is a discontinued application. They do not, meaning they do not update it anymore. They do not have it on their site anymore, but you can find it. Basically, this is my favorite application of all time. You can see the iPod in the icon itself. Basically, what this does is takes any .mov, .mp4 movie format and converts it for the iPhone and or iPod Touch, and it uploads it straight into iTunes. Not only that, but you can choose the quality, whether it be low or super high. And as an added bonus, you can convert them into TV format, so you can upload them and rip them into DVDs and all that sort of stuff. So I use it for when I'm downloading torrents from shows and stuff like that, all that good stuff. So next to that is FrostWire. I use this for basically downloading anything I want from MP4 music, pretty much. And basically, I use this quite often. This is how I get all my music because I'm not paying $3 on iTunes. Basically, it's the drained version of LimeWire. So all of you Windows users that use LimeWire and FrostWire, basically if you use this on Windows, you're pretty much getting viruses and you're screwed. But on a Mac, you don't essentially get as many viruses because people aren't focused on Mac. So I use this a lot. It's really clean. It's a fresh version of LimeWire for the most part. And next to that, I have XTorrent. This is a torrent application that basically searches every web search browser and puts it into an application and has it right in front of your face. So you basically search whatever your heart desires anywhere you want on the internet. So it's a really nice application. Next to that is Quinn. I don't know why it's called Quinn. That kind of bothers me actually. Not that I have anything against the name, but it just doesn't suit the application, which is a Tetris game. This is the first game application platform that I've downloaded on this platform as far as a mini game goes. And it is Tetris. It has high scores and configuration of the controls. It's a really high quality Tetris game, and I'm a huge fan of Tetris, so I have it on my dock. I just got this like yesterday though, so I haven't opened it too much. And next to that is uTorrent. This is for you torrent users. Basically, this is an easy application for Mac, one of the best torrent applications for Macs that lets you actually download torrent from all these seeders and peers and all that good stuff. So basically, it just helps you download the torrents after you get it. And that reminded me, something funny that someone brought up, Ultimate Phone Reviews said, and I did this too, is that I used a torrent to get this torrent application that gets me torrents. So quite a tongue twister there, and I thought that was funny because sadly this is not free for the pro version, but there you have it. Next to the uTorrent is Camouflage. I'm actually using this right now. I use this all the time. It basically hides the icons on your desktop. A lot of people don't need this, but I do because my desktop is basically my room. I like to see it kind of like my room because it acts just like it. I have icons that fill up the whole screen. You can't see the wallpaper. And when I do clean up the icons, it just gets right back filled up again. On my Windows computer, I never did that. I always sorted them. But from Mac, or whatever reason it is, I always put downloads on my desktop, which I don't understand why I still do. Next to that is System Preferences. This is on your dock by default when you get a Mac, and basically this is all of your settings you can think of, whether it be your dock, your mouse, your keyboard, your your screensaver, your desktop, your microphone, anything you can think of, it's there. And I use this a lot to configure when I'm recording videos, when I'm going live on Blog TV, when I'm fixing my dock, whether I just want to change something. So I'm always using this. Next to that is ScreenFlow, but it's actually not on my dock. It's just there because this is what I'm using right now. You saw this at the beginning of the video, and this does suck because it didn't do. Whoops! I almost quit. Did you see that? That's pretty much it for the dock. But next to that, I have Documents, Downloads, and Trash. I don't use the Documents part too often, but you know it's there. So that's pretty much all there is to it, to my dock. I don't know how long this video was. Hope you guys enjoyed it. And if you're interested in downloading any of these applications, because I'm going to tell you right now, I'm too lazy to put them in the description and find the downloads, you can catch me on Twitter at twitter.com/ironman_333333. The link will be in the description for that. And if you want an application, say, hey, Ryan, I want iSquint, I want Handbrake, and I'll get back to you as soon as possible, and I'll give you the download link. Simple as that. So I will catch you guys later in a future video, and hope you guys have a good one.